the FBI. And there's a story that you may remember back in the 70s, a newspaper heiress named Patty Hearst actually was kidnapped by the Sudanese Liberation Army, and then she started robbing banks. And I said, this is the kind of case the FBI gets to investigate in real life. I mean, that was television before. Now we're talking about real life. And I said, I really want to be an FBI chief because they get to do cases just like this. And I said, that was what convinced me. So then I went to Quantico, Virginia, where all FBI agents go to be trained. That's our training academy. Got my credentials in 1988, retired in 2008, just 2 years ago. The nice thing about working for the FBI is when you go back to Washington, D.C., I'm sure many of you have been there, if you go take a tour of the FBI building on Pennsylvania Avenue, they do something special at the end of the tour. If you're actually an agent and you're with your family, you get to do something, you go in the back room and they take a picture of you and your kids. But before they do that, they hand your kids the guns that the gangsters used to use back in the 1930s, and they snap a little picture of that. So here's a picture of my family and myself back in 2001 when we took our summer vacation in Washington. And you might notice that I have a mustache at that time. That's my lovely wife, Pam. My daughter, Angela, is there, and my son, Chris. My daughter, Angela, is now 14. My son, Chris, is now 17. But they're holding these weapons, and they hand my daughter this Tommy gun from the 1930s. And she just grabs, it's not a light weapon, those are heavy weapons. And she just grabs this gun and she strikes this pose. And it reminded me so much of that picture of Patty Hearst. So I had to take a closer look, and yeah, she does look a lot like Patty Hearst. So listen, she's 14 now, we're not going near any banks for the time being, until I can get this figured out.